Hello everyone, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. Today I am updating you because I am halfway through my 75 for Authors Challenge and I wanted to give like a little midway update. I equally can't believe I'm halfway through and also that the challenge isn't over yet because I feel like I've been doing it my whole life. I thought I would go ahead and show you my little tracker. So I made this for myself. I keep it in my planner and I just have all of my tasks and then all of the days, and you can see here it's looking very satisfying. The black are days accomplished, the gray are my rest days, and then the 2 days up here that are just slashed are the days that I didn't actually complete my tasks. Let's start by going through each one. I have 10 tasks that I need to complete. 4 of them are only to be completed 5 days a week and the rest are every day. If you haven't seen my first week vlog or my announcement videos, I will link them down below, but you can see where I go over my goals, why I chose these goals, and what I want to accomplish by the end of this challenge. And also you can see my struggles as I try to adjust in the first week and vlog my experience. So getting into the 10 daily tasks. So the first one, waking up at 7 a.m. This one is a moderately difficult challenge, but I love this goal. I'm so glad that I made a wake up time one of them. I feel like I'm naturally inclined to wake up a little bit earlier, so 7 isn't too early, but it's early enough to feel like I've got a full work day under my belt by the end of the day. Though it is one of the only goals that I've missed. That one and the waking up at 8:15. There was one day where I just forgot to set my alarm that day. I usually have it set every day to automatically go off, but I woke up early the day before, turned it off, didn't turn it back on. Blah blah blah. Anyway, I woke up at like 8:20 and I was like, I feel suspiciously well rested. So those were the 2 goals that I've missed in this challenge, but you know what, that's okay. If it's a complete accident, it happens. I think that the thing that I want to try to stay away from is actively choosing not to do the goals because I'm just feeling lazy or unmotivated or whatever. Like an accident, it happens. The clock on by 8:15, as I already touched on. This one I feel like is a pretty easy goal. I feel like I had this one set in general just so that I didn't wake up at 7 and then stay and like scroll on my phone for like an hour. If I know I have to clock on by 8:15, I need to get up, start my morning routine, take care of the dogs, and like, you know, get ready for the day so that way I can be there at the desk to clock on by 8:15. And I feel like it's a solid habit that I have kind of built for myself because even on my off days when I am not working, I'm still like, okay, it's 8:15. What am I doing for the day? Let me get a first task out of the way, you know? So that's really good. Then we have the 4 hours of novel writing, 5 days a week. The 4 hours a day is not a time block. It is an actual timed, like using my phone, the timer. Every time I look away from the screen, I check an email, I get up to go to the bathroom, pause the timer. When I come back down and get back in my document, then I restart it. So it is a true 4-hour sprint essentially. This one was obviously one of my biggest challenges. It is the hardest on the list, 10 on the Richter scale. By around day 10 though, like halfway through week 2 starting into week 3, this really became less difficult for me. And I don't know if it was because that is when I just like naturally start to build habits, or if it was because I was finishing my book and it was getting really close to the end and it was just like really easy to just sit down, lock in, and hit 4 hours a day. I'm kind of anxious, curious to see how the rest of the challenge goes now that I will probably be switching projects and doing some drafting. We'll see if it still stays, you know, not easy because it's 4 hours, so it's not easy, but it is now easier than it was. And then we have my workout, which I also try to do 5 days a week. This is a pretty moderate challenge for me just because I normally work out 5 days a week, but this I am doing Dig Deeper, a bodybuilding program. This is like structured, you have a schedule you have to go by. So I would say this is pretty like moderately difficult, mainly because even though you have a set group of workouts that you're doing over and over again, I'm always increasing my weight, so it's never actually getting easy no matter how many times you do the same video. But I love it. I'm having so much fun. I started weightlifting, I think seriously, maybe like 18 months ago, maybe 2 years ago. And as like a chronic pain girly and a girly with arthritis, especially in my neck, it just helps so much to have so much support in the shoulders, neck, back, chest area, just to hold up the monster of a horror that my spine up here is. Next is my 20-minute walk a day. This was always a pretty easy goal for me. Before this, I was walking 30 minutes a day when I did my weightlifting days. It's actually a little bit less than I was doing before. However, I was just worried with, you know, doing weightlifting 5 days a week, that 30 minutes of working out on top of that would be too much. I actually think that if I did this challenge again, I would increase it and I would do a 30-minute a day instead of a 20-minute, but you know, whatever. And then I had my diet goal. So this challenge requires you to pick a diet and stick to it. I do something that that I just homebrewed myself. It's called a 1 carb day eating. It essentially means that any of the foods that I binge, which is usually a bread, pasta, potato, rice, carb, I only need to have 1 serving of those with one of my meals during the day. So if I had a bread, pasta, potato, rice for dinner, I don't need to have a bread, pasta, potato, rice for lunch or breakfast. And for whatever reason, maybe it is because I'm weightlifting and doing different exercises, but when I have been wanting a carb during the past 5.5 weeks, it's been like cookies and ice cream and things like that, which is very strange for me. Like normally I'm like, give me a big steaming lump of bread, like that's sexy to me, you know what I mean? I take that any day over like a piece of pie. But for whatever reason, I don't know, my body is just like, no, I want ice cream, like I want a cookie. So that's what I've been having. And I don't end up usually binging those things the way that I will binge a bowl of pasta. So for whatever reason, it's been working and I'm like, hey, cool, I'm not complaining. And I have been eating quite a few sweets. I have at least a piece of chocolate every day, and then I've had multiple sundaes. I think I've had 3 sundaes since this challenge started. My local ice cream shop, they make this like peanut butter chocolate Buckeye Reese's peanut butter situation, and it's just like, oh, I've had like 3 of those since the challenge started. We've been to Crumble every single week and I've gotten Crumble cookies. So yeah, I'm eating a lot and I'm enjoying what I'm eating, which is really good. So I think that this challenge will continue. And then I have the eating after 8 p.m. like I need to cut that off. I needed to cut that off. This was a hard challenge for me. I am such a night snacker. I have unfortunately trained myself to just eat like a meal before I go to bed, like right before I go to bed, but it wasn't good for me. I'd been tracking my sleep with my Fitbit forever, and every time I'd eat a big meal before bed, wouldn't sleep good, would sleep less, tossing and turning, would wake up in the mornings with more headaches. Like it was just a whole thing. I needed to stop. But this one was hard. But after the writing, this was the hardest one. My water goal was to drink half my weight in water. This I knew was going to be an easy one for me because I'm such a water girly. I don't go to a single place in my house without carrying my water bottle with me. I'm constantly drinking it, so no problems there. 10 pages of nonfiction. I love this goal. This was such a great thing for me to add in because like I just never pull for a nonfiction, and if I pull out one and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to sit here and I have to read this, like it just kind of feels like a chore. But only having to do 10 pages a day, fantastic, brilliant. So happy I started this. And then my last goal was to vlog or just do like some kind of camera diary update every day on how I feel at the end of my challenge day. And I am doing that. I'm just doing like little 1-minute clips on my phone. When I wake up in the morning, I reflect on the previous day. It's been really great to have all that content. So let's talk some of the biggest things that I've accomplished in the first half of this challenge. The first one, and like, you know, the biggest, is that I got draft 3 of Project Pyro complete, and I also was able to do a run through of that, do some revisions real quick, a quick little line edit touch up, which I essentially called draft 4, and I was able to send that off to my critique partner to get a first initial read. Draft 3 took me almost exactly 7 months to finish. I started it January 9th and I finished it July 8th. Bouncing off of that goal, I did some fancy math. I know, are you guys so proud of me? Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of me. I can't believe I did this. So I did some math because I wanted to see how much my writing progression has increased basically since starting this 4 hours a day challenge. Follow along here. Before I started this 75-day challenge, 4 hours of work, whatever, I already had 64% of the draft done. I figured that out by doing math with like chapter count and stuff. So 64% of the work was already done when I started this challenge 5.5 weeks ago. In the last 5.5 weeks, I completed the last 34%. So my thinking, my mathematician brain was like, Lindsay, let's figure out the rate of progress, like how much you do per month on average. So I did that. At least I think I did that. I don't know. If my math's wrong, don't come for me. Let me live a delusion. So if I was getting 64% of a novel done in 6 months, that means for 1 month, breaking that down, I was getting 10.6% progress per month in general on this project, whatever, however you want to say it. 10% progress towards being done per month. And now I know months are technically like 4 weeks, but 5.5 weeks is closer to a month than 2 months. So just bear with me. With this challenge, working for 4 hours, 5 days a week, my progress per month is now 34% because that's how much I got done since the challenge started, which means I went from 10.6% progress to 34% progress. That is a 3 times increase. Like that means my writing output is 3 times what it was before I was doing this challenge. Incredible! Honestly, that might be the real win of this challenge. Another big accomplishment is I finished a nonfiction book completely on accident. Just reading 10 pages a day. It really tricked my brain into reading a nonfiction, which I never super want to pull for. I love that so much. I love that I did this. I love that I was like, haha, to my own brain, you know? And I'm definitely going to continue this because like, heck yeah, Like that was the easiest book I've ever read. Now I'm going to transition into some diet exercise accomplishments. So if you don't want to watch this, I totally understand. If you need to fast forward, I'll put a timestamp for when I stop talking about this. I have a body weight analyzer scale, which like sends probably carcinogenic radiation like through your body to like bounce around your cells and stuff and figure out how much of you is fat, water, bone, muscle, all that stuff. It's really, really cool. I love it. I showed this photo in the original week 1 vlog where you could see day 1, day 7, and I have one from this morning as well. So over the past 5.5 weeks, I've lost a total of 6.6 pounds, which is 1.8% body fat decrease. But the thing that I think is so cool is look at that muscle increase, 0.7% muscle growth. That is incredible. That is incredible. I know that seems like such a small number, but like when you really think of it, like the science of it, your muscle fibers are so tiny. Like you have to have a microscope to see them, right? Like that's so small. And in 5 weeks, I have done so much weightlifting that those little tiny microscopic fibers have grown so big on my body that they're actually almost coming on a full percent of me as a person. Like that's massive. That's so cool. Like I'm giddy. Like I love that. It's just so cool to me because I'm like, if I keep doing this the rest of my life, I was gonna say the rest of the year, but like the rest of my life, grandma is gonna be ripped. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna be in the nursing home knitting with my little knitting needles like. But seriously, this is the highest that my muscle mass has been since I broke my arm last summer. I broke it, I think like August 6th or something of last year. So we're coming up almost on a full year. I haven't been such a beefcake, you know what I mean, in a whole year. So it just feels right. It feels good. The other thing that I was tracking health-wise was that I was tracking my pain-free days. So, you know, I am a chronic illness queen. I have extra ribs, I have extra bones, I have nerves that are being hit by bones and blood vessels that are being hit by ribs that aren't supposed to be there, and it's like a whole thing. Mainly I'm tracking my pain from migraines, my pain from arthritis, and any pain from nerve flares that I get. And there wasn't too much data. To be fair, 5 weeks is really nothing when you're looking at the whole year as overall. But on average, before I started this challenge, I was getting 25 pain-free days a month, which already is great. I've been working really, really hard on this for years, by the way. Any of you like chronic pain girlies out there, this is years and years of work. So don't give up. Don't think you're not doing something right. Okay, anyway, the 25 on average. This last 5.5 weeks, I've done 27. Is it a fluke? Do we not have enough data? Sure, the sample size is small. But that's 2 extra days of life. And for you chronic pain folks, you know that 2 days of life, incredible. This is a little skewed though because I wasn't necessarily counting nerve flares that don't give me pain. I get nerve flares in this arm where my fingers go numb and I have like lightning strikes down my arm, and I don't count those as pain because they're not painful. They're just like incredibly annoying and distracting. But if I was counting those, these would be a little bit lower. So let me reflect for a minute on some of the things that I feel like I learned about myself, maybe. I learned that I am hyperreactive to change. Mainly responding with stress. You can see that a little bit if you watch the 75 week 1 vlog. I do kind of like tame it down and like don't let you know, but you can see coming through the cracks. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, like I have to fix this problem. I was in so much discomfort from change that I was like trying to do brain gymnastics to figure out how to alleviate this discomfort instead of realizing that discomfort is part of change and just like riding it through. So yeah, that's just like the growth process, girly. Like sometimes you're gonna be uncomfortable and you don't need to fix it. You just need to go. You just need to go with it. I also learned that I will find balance again. Like it's gonna throw you off for a little bit, change will, but you'll find your equilibrium. You'll be okay. I have a lot of Capricorn in this chart here. So like, you know, I'm adaptable. I'll push through. I'll find a way. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. Like, I also kind of learned I'm a badass. Like, I feel like I have proven to myself that I can do anything. I can push through anything. I can find a way through anything. I'm fully feeling myself. I'm fully obnoxious right now. I have muscle mass. I'm basically a gym lunk. Look out. Don't come near me. I'm obnoxious right now. But I feel really good. And in truth, like, getting some extra self-confidence and just like feeling well established, like knowing that if I want to do something and I set my mind to it, I really can if I really work hard and really focus and like don't chase my motivation. Like, and I think let's have a talk. I think that a lot of times me before, when I would do challenges, when I would want to do something hard and I would fail, it was always because I was waiting for the motivation to do it. Or I would do it when I had the motivation, but when the motivation was gone, I was like, oh, whatever, I don't even care anymore. Another thing that I've learned is that you have to do the hard thing even when the motivation isn't there. Like, don't chase motivation, chase discipline. So for the low price of 7 installations of $799, you too can join my life coaching services. Because discipline is doing the thing that you need to do, because what you want in the long term is more important than what you want in the short term. Like, yeah, I want to stay in bed right now. I'm tired. I don't want to get up at 7. But I know in the long term, I want to be that person who wakes up at 7. So even though I don't have the motivation to do it, I do it. I think for the longest time, I was hoping that I would like learn discipline. Like it was just something you learn, but it's not. It's just something you do. Like it's something it's literally not a skill. It's like, it's something you just do every day. You just wake up and do it. You know, it's like breathing isn't a skill. You just do it. That's the way discipline has to be. You just do it. And I think that somewhere in this challenge that started clicking for me that like motivation is superfluous. Like that doesn't matter. If you really want this, you just gotta do it. Is that groundbreaking? Probably not, but it was for me. But motivation is nice, right? And so another thing that I learned is that it was, you know, it's easier to stay disciplined when you're motivated. And I learned that I'm really motivated when I'm around like-minded people who are also trying to change their life for the better. It's been amazing having the support system of my husband doing his own version of his own 75 challenge. A bunch of Authortuber friends are doing it. My critique partner is doing it. And I opened it up with my Discord community on Patreon. And there are so many wonderful people who are in there in that chat. I have it specifically for the 75 challenge, and them posting their trackers and their updates and their changes and their wins, and even, you know, like bemoaning your losses and having someone to commiserate with is just so empowering, like as a community and as someone who also is like dealing with a lot of the same things that they are. A lot of the folks in there also are disabled or chronically ill, and it's just indescribable. Like having support like that, it makes the discipline easier, I guess. So if you want to start your own challenge, or you're doing your own challenge and you really need a support group, like Patreon, I mean, it's like $3. Come join, come hang out with us. We'll boost you on the best we can. And then real quickly, I wanted to touch on if any of these tasks, you know, I feel by the end of this challenge are something that I want to continue to incorporate. As of right now, yeah, I think all of these are something I want to incorporate. The 7 a.m. wake up, the 8:15 clock on, definitely. The 5-day-a-week workout, definitely. There are some I might change. The 20-minute walk, I actually might end up doing a 30-minute walk. I think I could challenge myself more. I think this is a little bit too easy. The 4 hours of novel writing a day, I really like, and I am bouncing back and forth between if in my normal life I want to keep it 4 hours 5 days a week, or if I want to change it up, if I want to do 3 hours 5 days a week, if I want to keep the 4 hours but only do it for 4 days a week and have a 5th day for like admin. I don't know yet. That's something that I'm still kind of ruminating on. My one struggle with it is squeezing in the admin, but I also kind of wonder if that's just like my discomfort with change again, where I don't have a set day for admin and YouTube. It's just whenever I can squeeze it in, and I feel like I get that Capricorn urge to like slot everything in a time place. So I'm gonna keep thinking on that one and decide later. I definitely am very excited to keep up the 10 pages of nonfiction though. I think this is incredible. This to me was the most like groundbreaking, because I was like, oh, I'm accidentally reading a whole book and I don't even mean to. I love that so much, especially in like a genre like nonfiction that I just don't pull for. I think this is great, and I'm learning so much. It's like, you know, personal development, it's brain growth, it's firing neurons, it's like, you know, combating Alzheimer's when I'm 87. So like, I love this. And okay, so I had a treat for myself that when I was halfway through my challenge, I was gonna get myself a gift. And my gift is that I bought myself a Labubu. I actually bought 2. The first one I got to open right away. This is Dilly Dally. She's very posh. But the second one, I was like, this is gonna be my reward to myself for getting through this challenge, because oh my gosh, do I deserve this? If you're like, Lindsay, what the heck is a Labubu? Listen, I'm not the person to tell you. It's just a weird ass monster and it's cute. That's the most Lindsay core thing possible. So anyway, it's a blind box. You don't know which one you're gonna get. So I'm gonna open it. These are the options. I don't know which one I want. I think I'd be happy with any of them because they're all so neutral kind of toned. I'm not a super bright color girly, so these more muted tones are perfect. Here we go. Seeing who my new son or daughter is. This little bag. Okay. That wasn't a good rip. Should I let you guys see first? Oh, Max is coming. He wants to inspect. Max, do you want to see it first? Which one is it? We can see Macy. Oh my gosh, it's like the little blue one. He has such a wonky face. I little bit off to the side. That is hilarious. Honestly, a disabled, disfigured king. Hello? Okay, what color? Are you like the blue? Is that what you are? I think this is the blue. So it's the sea salt caramel one, I think. Oh, sea salt coconut. Oh my gosh, their colors complement each other too so nicely. What should we name you? I can't get over like why his face looks so funny. I love it. It could not be better. Oh my god, and he has a little camel toe too. Okay, I'm pulling all of my Labubu names from some of my favorite words, and I compiled a list, so maybe I'll let you guys choose which one you like the best. Look deeply into his eyes as I read this list and see which one fits him the best. Lollygag, diddle-dee, giggle mug, lugubrious, kerfuffle, shenanigan, cattywampus, skedaddle, flabbergast, bamboozle, persnickety, bumbuzzled, frazzled, fizzledee, whippersnapper. Leave your favorites down in the comments below. Have you guys ever seen that movie Coneheads? Why is it so pointed like a little triangle? Should I like test it to see if it's legit? I mean, I don't care. I love it either way. Honestly, those really terrible lafufus, I want one so bad because they look so demented. It has the QR code verification on it that I can do. Oh, there he is. He's legit. Verified as genuine by Pop Art. I don't know, you guys. He definitely looks like he's up to something. Like, I mean, he looks like maybe Kerfuffle would work really well because he looks like he's about to throw hands. Anyway, sorry you guys, I had to put in a coughing attack. I'm getting over the flu. Yes, I had the flu last week while doing this challenge. It was something. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching me and my children get reunited in this lifetime. I'm so excited for the rest of this journey to see where it takes me, see where it takes you. If you're doing the 75 challenge, let me know how good it's going down below. Again, if you want some support, I do have the Patreon. We have a wonderful community over there that's just so uplifting. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!